Now we start the SWOT analysis. First, strengths. We know that the relationship between teacher and child is the most important element of quality. So we will recruit teachers with early childhood education degrees. So they have a natural affinity for children and sufficient training to design stimulating activities for them. To preserve the teacher-child relationship, the staff turnover was to be minimized. Of course, we come with a quality management team with Roger Brown and Linda Mason as co-equal heads of the proposed company. Lois Baker, who was working at kindergarten learning centers, is an experienced child care specialist, and some of our members of the advisory board, like Dr. Barry Brazelton, as our pediatrician and child advocate, is a pioneer scientific who have wrote books on children rearing. Or Robert Abinger, a PhD economics, as EVP Sterling Capital Management Company. Like these over 6 renowned members with long-time experience for specific areas. Continuity in education is one of our biggest strengths, because we are the only option in the market who has offering children care services to kids from 0 to 6 years. For improving the quality service, we establish a higher teacher-child ratio. For infant is 3.5 children per teacher. For toddler, 4.5 children per teacher. And for preschooler is 9.6 per teacher. Also, facilities is another way for giving value to the client. So we will have more special rooms, quality tools for children, and even a comfortable living area to encourage parents to visit with the children at the center. Well, now we are going to talk about weaknesses. The first weakness that we find is difficulty to find trained staff. And also, that makes us having high dependency on trained teachers. Also, some people could say that we have a non-profit background on management team, and that we have no experience in real estate management.
Continuing with the SWOT analysis, let me talk about opportunities and threats. First, we have faster growing market, in which industry analyst reports such as Drexel, Burnham, Lampert are expecting to have a cumulative annual growth rate for center-based care market in a 47% by 1990s. Then we have increasing working mothers care rate. American women who had children under 6 work outside the home, and by 1985, more than 50% did so. Then we have lack of worksite-based centers. New England is an especially attractive market for Bright Horizons. It has a low employment rate and with a high percentage of professional working women. Then we have poor quality of current competitors. Our model dimensions a continuity care for a child at one center for birth to 6 years of age. And the last point of these opportunities is high value for companies. Since it will be located near to work sites, companies will find it very positive in terms of productivity, and it will allow us to create relationships and find sponsorship from them. Then we have the threats. First of all, we have highly regulatory norms. This is a constant risk, and unexpected changes could happen in this matter. Then we have expansion plans of competitors. Since we have a stronger competitor, our main risk is that they have a first mover approach if we are not able to implement this initiative in the short term. Then we have legal issues. As we mentioned in the beginning of this presentation, accidents could happen anytime, but we're going to be very concerned, and that is why we will have specialized teachers that know first aid. Then we have high real estate costs. Since none of us have specialized knowledge of this matter, we will need to find support with real estate sponsors in order to learn, but we will have the commitment to do it faster. Now let's talk about risk management. We have identified 4 risks that we could have in this project. First of all, the faculty. We will design a train of trainers programs within the current teachers in which we will promote a culture of teamwork. This will allow us to implement a performance management program in which we will include a pay for performance based on our strategy and corporate values. Then we have real estate. In real estate, based on the expected success of our model, we are planning to attract new sponsors, and that will enable us to be focused on create a long-term relationship with them. Then, with competitors. Based on the complaints that we have knowledge about of our competitors, we will be very focused on maintaining a higher quality standard levels in order to be aligned with our strategy as well. At the end, we have legal issues. Using our relationship with corporations, we are planning to expand our networking, asking them for legal support, perhaps by using their attorneys or their legal areas to support us.
Now, I'm going to present to you our financial statements with our project to the next 5 years. For the elaboration of these statements, we base all our projections on the following scenarios. First of all, since we are a new company, we estimate that on each new center we open, the next ramp-up rates are going to show up. On the first months, we expect to attend between 5 and 11 kids. Later on, the kids served will pass from 18 in the third month to 64 on the 7th month. And on the 8th month, we expect to operate every center at its full capacity, that is 80 kids. Now, during the first year of activities, we will inaugurate 3 centers which will require an initial investment of $896,000 for expenses of the whole year. On the second year, we expect to open 6 more centers with an additional investment of $1 million. These new centers will be the first stage of the Bright Horizons project. On the following 3 years, we expect to expand our operations to different areas, all within the New England zone. During this period, we expect to establish 78 new centers with a $2.5 million investment. All of this represents a $4.4 million cash needs for the first 5 years of operations. Considering all these assumptions, we project our income statements for the next 5 years, considering 2 scenarios. On the first one, we consider 100% occupancy, that is attending 80 kids on every center. Under this scenario, the average annual growth rate will be around 144%, with an average net return on sales of 13%. Also, we will count with an average return on investment of 44%. These growth rates will allow the company to recover the investment on a short period of time and will make feasible the expansion programs. On the second scenario, we consider an 80% occupancy, that is attending 64 kids on every center. Under this scenario, the average annual growth rate will be of 144%, with an average net return on sales of 9%, and also an average return on investment of 25%. Finally, we have the executive summary with the highlights of the project. First, the high-quality education. This project will be focused on the high-quality childcare center. Not only it will be very profitable, but also it will contribute to the best preparations of the children through early stimulation. Second, an unattended market. As it had already been told, this project will serve an unattended market that is the worksite-based childcare centers, which account for the 50% of the demand for center-based care. It's worth mentioning that our competitors have no presence in this segment. Regarding the risks, as in any other investment, there are certain risks attached to this project, which mainly consist on regulatory norms, competitors, legal issues, and real estate costs. It is important to mention that all of these can be reduced and controlled through a top-quality management team and a highly trained staff. Profitability. The expected return looks very promissory in both scenarios, in which the initial investment of $2 million would be recovered in a short period of time. Even on a pessimistic scenario, the returns are very suitable. So if you're looking for a project that offers excellent returns with controllable risks, Bright Horizons is the right place to invest. We hope you join our team.